Now, President Trump focused largely on domestic issues during his inauguration. What do you think his second term heralds for Africa?
You know what, with him focusing largely on the domestic issues, this kind of may have a mixed impact on the African nations. African nations may see challenges in areas of trade and investment. You know what, Trump is a champion when it comes to the African First policy. And so we might see change when it comes to African nations, when it comes to a pact like the African Growth and Opportunity Act, which allows African nations to export to the United Nations without paying taxes. That pact may go. And you know what? A top beneficiary like South Africa may be greatly impacted. Another area that we might see some changes will be when it comes to, of course, the immigration. Just a few hours after he was sworn in, he signed a few executive orders with a big focus on immigration. Mm-hmm. Trump has said that he is going to carry out the largest mass deportation in U.S. history. And we are expecting to see ICE raid metropolitan cities like Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Denver, and Chicago. Right. These are areas that have a good majority of African populations in there. Right, so again,
Let's move on to a couple of more questions here. But again, one would want to know, what kind of role does Africa play in the global arena that should catch the attention of President Trump?
That's very true. You know what? Africa plays an important role when it comes to our mineral resources like oil, like cocoa. And, you know, Trump mentioned that one of his executive orders was on energy to bring down prices of gas and oil. So this creates a good opportunity for him to maybe partner with, you know, African leaders to kind of bring in some oil and, you know, conduct such businesses to help. Again, his focus is on American First policy. And so there will be some beneficial to both the continent and the United States.
Now, we know that there are a couple of hotspots in Africa. First of all, there's an ongoing war in Sudan right now. There's also the Sahel region that has a lot of issues with insurgency there. And also there's the Al-Shabaab in Somalia. Of course, there's Boko Haram in Nigeria. How likely is President Trump to address these issues?
He's very likely to address these issues. You know what, in 2017, during his first term, he was big on cutting foreign aid, but maintaining peace and security on the continent. So I can see his administration teaming up with governments in Africa to combat these terrorist groups, like you said, Al-Shabaab in Somalia, the Boko Haram in Nigeria. But it will be more focused on military operation and less on humanitarian interventions.
Again, Nana, if you were to think of a country in Africa, which one do you think President Trump would visit first? And why?
You know what? I think all the countries on the continent bring something good or something great on the global scale. When it comes to Nigeria, Nigeria is big on oil, gas, which again aligns with Trump initiative to bring down, cut down oil prices and energy. When it comes to resources like cocoa, Ghana comes to play. You know, so there are countries that, in almost all the countries, play an important role and has something to offer when it comes to partnership, business partnership with the United Nations. One thing I must note is with billionaire Elon Musk in his administration. Elon Musk is of African descent, to be specific, half South African. So I can see him kind of explaining the importance of the continent